Alright. And one that's already been finished. I suppose I'll start with this. A finished Thaumic Elevator. Very modular. Can easily be expanded upon as many times as you need. And generally this big boxy part that you're seeing right here can be completely hidden away without being seen. The only reason it's visible is because I was doing the testing with it to reestablish it, and I needed to have access. You can easily, through making use of the arcane ears, completely hide it away, never to be seen. Even though it'll still function completely. This is a fully modular design. You can easily go to any floor. For example, floor 1, let's go to floor 2. Okay. Floor 2. 3. And so forth. Doing it from above requires a little bit of changing to it, and generally means you'll have to change it around to which order these are in, making it a little bit more difficult, but let's say I am on floor 5 and I want to reach floor 2. If I actually want to. As you see, even though I triggered floor 2, I'm going to end up on floor 3 from above, just due to how it gets offset by 1. Makes it a little bit more effort just to keep track of that, but let's actually start showing how to make one of these, rather than just talking about it. Let's first get where the command is going to be done. This is all accomplishable with pretty much what's inside my inventory. Doesn't take anything more. Okay, there's 2 setups you can do. You can either have the immediately there setup or the long distance setup. Immediately there just means you have to have this on each floor, which allows or the ranged setup can be done from anywhere, although you want to still make sure that it's within a certain range, due to how Minecraft sounds work. Regardless of which setup you use, this one for immediate button pressing on that floor, or this one for just being able to hide it away, say like in another part of the build, you will need the first row of note blocks, which are here for the reset mechanic of the elevator, which is what allows you to, what makes, when I can speak, what makes each floor able to be selected. It enables it so that it resets the elevator every time to go through each floor. The second line of note blocks is the floor selection, which lets you select which floor you actually end up going to. So the reset and the select. The elevator itself is really small and simple. Let's actually go and get the elevator block, because I forgot to have that in the inventory. Okay. the design is something along these lines for each floor. Okay. You can have as much distance as you want between each floor, so much as you remember to leave one block of space above each note block to allow it to function, and each note block has to be on the same base as whatever you one block of space above each arcane ear, and have each arcane ear on whatever material the note block is on. Due to how the note blocks work, they give their sounds partially based on whatever material is below them. So for it to work consistently, you have to have the note blocks and arcane ears on the same material, or you'll get nothing as a result. While the minimum space between each floor is 3 blocks, you generally will put a little bit more if you can help it to prevent it from, well, I don't know about you, but I hate this. So, the A design works is pretty simple. You just select a floor and you generally just set up however many you need to keep it going for the entire distance. Let me get this one set up. Okay, these are the resets, because when they trigger they push, no. These are the reset because when they trigger they'll push all barricade blocks out of the way. The triggers for the floor will push one block in based on whichever is needed. Let's actually expand this to get it a little bit easier to see. Alright, just now there's no real rule that you have to follow for the distance between each floor so long as you meet the minimum distance. Okay. Let's just get all of these placed. The setup itself hides very easily inside the floor, so that all you see is the whatever block you use to barricade each floor. Let me get it just finished off. Total dimensions for the elevator shaft itself are 2x4, pretty compact, and the oak blocks need about 6 blocks just for the variance to be 6 to 7 blocks to keep the variance in check. Alright, now let's just start tuning this. Right. Now, this is actually a great example of it's not working. This note block on dirt cannot trigger these arcane ears on stone. Replacing this. will show them all to work. But when not above the same material, it will not trigger it. This functionality allows you to have access to... I haven't tested all the materials the note blocks will work with, but I figure you'll get about 60 to 70 frequencies. Way more than you'll probably ever run out of in a build. The biggest issue you have to keep track of with the note blocks and arcane ears is that sound has a fixed distance it can travel of about, I think, it's either 32 or 64 blocks. I cannot remember which one. That distance, if you go outside of that, or the system will prevent it from working. Just because the arcane ear will not interact with the note block. But, okay. Let's just throw this away. And retune these two. Now, which one was the reset? Set. Reset and trigger. All the resets need to be tuned to the same frequency. So in this case, I'm just going to let them all mimic the default frequency, which I'll trigger it once. Let's change these to some other frequency. Here's the reason why you needed this staggered. Because while the repeater is going into this note block right here, due to the way the signal is traveling, it's also affecting this. While for the reset frequency, it does not matter. When you're the floor selection, it would trigger two floors to select, 2 or 3 floors actually, to select at once if they were not staggered. Which just wouldn't work. So, that is the cause of needing the staggering. Without that... Now, let's see. Okay. So the trigger. We need... Let's label all these. 1, more 2, more 3. Okay, so floor 1, easy enough. Floor 2, you need to make sure that not this one gets blocked, but actually this one up here. So, trigger of 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So, 1, 1, 2, 3. Now let's reset it to floor 1. Oh, didn't have the delay. These need to be delayed just to prevent the pistons from preventing each other from going off. There we go with that one. So, selection of floor 1, not going anywhere. Selecting floor 2, and assuming I've got, nope, need more delay. That's what I was thinking. So let's increase the delay. And place that there. 1, 2. Set it. So reset. 2, so, yep, there we go, floor 2. Floor 3, I've got the note block set, I do not. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Going up. Alright. You can actually hide the piston face if you extend this out a little bit in each direction to hide the piston, but you don't really need to worry. It's not that visible. So, select floor 2, floor 2, floor 3. Here's where you got to pay attention to the... Actually, it looks like I got this off. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if that works. 1, 2... Okay. Not sure what I'm darping up. Give me a second. A lot of this is requiring fine-tuning as you do it, just because you can't see the frequency you're working at. Now, set. Okay, we need... Okay, let's disable that one real quick. Set that. Notably, you can have the arcane ears on thin air if you want. Just make sure that the note blocks are on thin air. Just to make sure that you always have the same frequencies. Okay, let's check. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So selection of floor 1. 2, 4, 3. 3. Okay. Give it a second. Now that's where you see the issue between having a large gap between floors. You have to add in a little bit of extra work to get it to set up. Okay. So same area. Let's just use the oak log for consistency. Alright. We need this to trigger at the same time as the above floor. So 3, 4. Okay, so floor 3, and this should take me off here without getting me killed. Alright. Notably, if you wanted a floor to access floor 4, you just have to trigger the reset, because it does not need a... Or... because there's already a block above. So you... Okay, looks like I'm running out of juice somewhere. Let's see. Oh no, that's just the levitator's sharpiness. Floor 4. Pretty simple for when you have it on a just going up. When you're trying to make it so that you can go down, you have to compensate a bit more. And for example, going from floor, let's just pretend I'm on floor 4 and I want to go to floor 2. Floor 3, floor 4, and I'm on floor 3. Notably, I need to have it set to go down 1, which isn't as simple. It means you either need to double up the system and have a second area above floor check, or, which is a bit simpler in the long run, you need to use arcane ears and have them key in to buttons on each floor. Okay. Let me just check real quick to see if this... Alright. Oh, I see what's happening. It's triggering on these unregistered ears. So let's just expand it so that we have all the floors. Dun, dun, dun. Alright. Okay. And let's just go and set this one up. Alright. Use a sign to say which floor you want to go to. Floor 2, 3, 4. Need to get rid of that. 1, 2, 3. This is the... Need to expand this out a little bit. Okay. Now let me just go and start fine-tuning this. Okay, select floor 1, 3, 4. One, 2, 4, and 3, 2, 1. Okay, reset it back to day. Fill out that floor a little bit. I'm just hiding it away. You don't have to hide it. You can also just add this in as a floor. Whatever you do is up to you. But okay, floor 2. We need them all to trigger. Let's reset all these real quick. Okay, so we have floor 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have the reset on the exact same frequency, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now let's... Okay. Okay, I think I'm triggering something else. Not sure. Yeah, difficulty of not being able to see what you're triggering. Let's place that. Okay, the reset's going. Actually, wait, maybe I have. Nope, didn't. Okay, so what am I triggering then? Oh, haven't set the delay. That's why it's not working. You need to make sure you have enough of a delay so that the pistons won't trigger. So for each floor you want to add, you need to have a 1, 2, 3, 7 wide, 1 long, and 3 tall. The reason why it needs to be 3 tall is because you cannot have anything on top of a note block or arcane ear, or it just does not trigger. Won't produce sound if muffled. So an acceptable design would be whoops. Okay. Pretty much you need the base of it for the sake of controlling what the note blocks are. You don't... If you make sure that this base is consistent on your wherever you have the note blocks stored, you don't need quite as much space, but you just need to make sure they're consistent. And you also need to make sure you have something you can rest the repeaters on. And if you need, and you need the 1 block above. So technically you only need a 1 by 2 by 7 for each floor you want. Now, let me go and check. Forgot if I've set these or not, so. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So 1. This is the one that selects floor 1. To select, we need to go to the 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 4th floor. Okay. Let's fix that. Triggering on floor 1. A lot of this is just making sure you can get all these tuned right. There was a mod back in 1.4.7 that let you see what the note blocks were at, but sadly that mod did not update as far as I know, which makes this whole mess a lot easier to keep track of. I heavily recommend using signs while building this, at least, to keep track of what each note block is. Otherwise, it's just a mess. So we need this to select floor 2, meaning this needs to be established at 2. Actually, it needs to be established at 3. 1, Once established at 3, it selects floor 2. This one needs to be established at. Let's do the reset. And we'll select floor 3 to reach. As you can see, you can keep doing this and fine-tuning it, and eventually you'll have it so that it's pretty much just press a button, select a floor, go to that floor. Biggest issue is just keeping track of the big mess of note blocks, because they all act like a wireless redstone frequency, pretty much. When they key into the arcane ear, they will proceed to trigger the note blocks that control these arcane ears, and allow you to select a floor and go to it. Okay, I think that's a bit of a bug. Yeah, I think this piston broke. For I know for a fact there's no constant redstone signal going. Doesn't matter. Proof of concept done. I could go and make a fully functional one if you guys want, but I think you got the concept. Okay, over and out. Quits.